Miss Lyudmila Mikhailovna Alexeyeva was a Russian historian and human rights activist who was a founding member of the Moscow-Helsinki Watch Group, and she was the last Soviet dissident active in modern Russia. She was born in July 1927 and died on December the 8th, 2018, aged 91. She was born in Yevpatoria, Crimea, the Soviet Union, and died in Moscow, Russia's capital. In April 1968, she was expelled from the Communist Party and fired from her job at the publishing house, but she continued her activities in defense of human rights. From 1968 to 1972, she worked secretly as a typist for the first underground bulletin, the Chronicle of Current Events devoted to human rights violations in the USSR. In February 1977, she fled to the United States, becoming a US citizen in 1982. She worked as a freelancer journalist for Radio Free Europe or Radio Liberty and The Voice of America. In 1990, she published The Thought Generation, an autobiography that described the formation of the Soviet dissident movement and was co-written with Paul Goldberg. In 1989, she restarted the Moscow-Helsinki Group following its dissolution in 1982. In 1993, she returned to Russia, becoming a chairperson of the Moscow-Helsinki Group in 1996. In 2000, Ms. Alexeyeva joined a commission set up to advise President Vladimir Putin on human rights issues, a move that triggered criticism from some other human rights activists. She did criticize the Kremlin's human rights record and accused the Russian federal government of numerous human rights violations, including the regular prohibitions of non-violent meetings and demonstrations and encouragement of extremists with its nationalist policies. In 2006, Russian authorities accused her of involvement with British intelligence, and she received threats from nationalist groups. She opposed the 2014 unilateral Russian annexation of her native Crimea, saying that the seizure of Crimea has shamed my country. On her 90th birthday, she was visited at her home by Russian President Vladimir Putin, despite her long-standing criticism of him. She died of an unspecified cause in a Moscow hospital on December the 8th, 2018. She received, for example, the Olof Palme Prize, the Order of the French Légion d'honneur, the Sakharov Prize for Freedom of Thought, the Václav Havel Human Rights Prize, and the State Prize of the Russian Federation.